Hey YouTube, wanted to get my opinion out there about the what's Chogan? No, not that one. That's the cold steel for Frontier axe. So I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But anyway, this thing's a heavy axe, heavy hatchet, a little over 2 pounds. So it's probably just as heavy as a hatchet. Handles long enough that you could use 2 hands on it. And the edge is still very good. I've used it for about a week solid. Well, not solid, but you know, a week chopping. Going out for a couple of hours chopping with it. I haven't touched up the edge at all. I had to touch up the edge when I first got it, but it seems like reviews I've read any of the axes that you get by mail order, any of the hatchets or tomahawks or anything else you get by mail order, you're going to have to touch up the edge. So that was not a big deal. It took me about 5 minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and I got a razor sharp edge on there. This is definitely my favorite hatchet, my favorite hawk, not hatchet. And one of the things I really like about this thing is the handle profile. How easy would it be to carve a handle for this thing when it's almost round? Extremely easy. Extremely easy. Not compared to, or compared to that. That would be not so easy. You could do it. I've done it. But, I mean, this is not a handle that I carved. This is one of the factory handles, but I have carved handles for this kind of type of an eye before on a tomahawk. But it's not as easy as something like that. I mean, you got to get that teardrop shape right there. That weird oblong shape correct. You know, the other thing you could do is wedge. I've done that too before. I've wedged pieces of wood around the eye on some of my other tomahawks that I don't have anymore. Well, I think I've got one of them. Anyway, that's all. But you know, I mean, it can be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying that would be easier. So, you know, this is a cold steel Frontier axe, Frontier hawk. I keep wanting to call them axes, and they're not axes, they're hawks. And it chops good because of the long handle. It does a good job. It does a real good job because of the longer handle. It's lighter weight. You know, for fighting, I don't know. For defensive purposes or fighting purposes, I would say either one. This is heavier. So probably do more damage with less of a swing, less force. Plus you've got the hammer pole to smash things with, like heads and faces and arms and hands and stuff. So, you know, whereas this one doesn't. But this one's a lot lighter, a lot easier to swing. But this is what I would have on me for a zombie apocalypse or something like that, because it's a better wood processing tool than that is. Excuse me. It's a better wood processing, better survival tool, easier handle to carve. You know, I've been discussing online with people about regular wood handle, you know, axes and hatchets and stuff like that. You know, the outrageously overpriced stuff like Grand Forest Buttes and Wetterlings and stuff like that that are not any better than any other axe out there, just because they're handmade. Anyway, you know, those kind of handles, I've done them before. They're not easy. They're not easy. So I mean, you know, for a wooden handle tool, no, I want something easy to make a handle with. Something I can make a handle with in a day or two, not a week of carving several pieces before I got it right. You know, so anyway, I highly recommend this if you're looking in the market for a good wood handled tomahawk type of hatchet. This will do the job of a hatchet, you know. Plus you've got the hammer pole back there. So it's a little over 2 pounds, nice and heavy. Got a good wood handle on it. So yeah, I think that's, I don't remember what they said the hickory or the handle was. I think hickory. But like I say, it's an excellent tool. An excellent tool. You've got the false edge here on both. It's on both sides for hooking arms and legs and shoulders and necks and stuff. You might have to choke up on it a little bit, but that's the way they fought with these things. You know, sure, you could swing it from way out here. And that's another way they fought with these things, with the full length of the tool. But when they had to, they would choke up on it, even up here right underneath the head, and used it, and used the handle in to hit with. So, you know, you don't want to hold it way down here like this. You don't want to hold any tool way down here like this, except maybe, you know, a knife, a small knife or something like that. You want to leave an inch or two down here for blocking and hooking and things like that. So anyway, build up the muscle to swing this thing, and it would make an effective defensive tool, zombie apocalypse type tool. And you would also have a highly effective woods processing tool. So that's my opinion. I like it. It's going to be my favorite tomahawk. This is something I'm going to use a lot. Play around with a lot, because most of my use is going to be Jessica X, or one of my other big kukri type knives. I'm not a big axe or hatchet tomahawk fan. There is a place for them. I just don't think the place is on my belt. But now if I was up in the Northwoods somewhere, northeast part of the country or something like that, this is probably what I would carry. And then just carry smaller knives with me. I wouldn't carry a big knife. I don't know, I don't have any experience up there, but what I have been told, a wooden handled hatchet or an axe is a better choice than a big knife. I'm not sure I understand why, but you know, that's what people are saying. I don't know whether it's just because these people are fans of this kind of a tool, and I'm not. I'm a fan of a big knife, like Jessica X or some of the bigger kukris. And I'm not that big of a fan of hatchets and axes. Excuse me. So, but I do like this. If I needed to carry a wooden handled tool around, this would be it. This would be, and it's a whole lot cheaper than those overpriced Grand Force GB axes and Wetterlings axes. Those are ridiculous. There's no reason to pay that kind of money for a tool whenever you can get something that does the exact same job that they do. So, anyway, thanks for watching. That's my opinionated opinion. Hey, YouTube, back again real quick for just a quick add-on to my Chogan video. So, anyway, this is the thing that come with it. Now, I have gotten into Balderic carry, so this is just an old leather belt. But this is the belt sheath, or belt case that it comes with. This part of it is pretty cheap. It's pretty crappy. It's pretty thin, and I don't expect it to last long. Now, these straps are pretty thick, heavy-duty leather. This is leather also, and this piece here is also pretty heavy-duty and thick. So, if this ever wears out or whatever, I'm going to keep that, and I'll probably keep the straps because I could find some better leather to make this part out of myself. Some thicker, heavier leather. So, but I would highly recommend this. It does work. It is nice. It's real leather. You know, so I would recommend the extra cost for this. But I don't know about its longevity, but you'd have a mask that fits. If this part wears out up here at the belt or wherever, or out here, if these rivets wear out on these straps or something on this piece, you know, you'd still have some good leather here to make another one out, to make another one of these out of if you wanted one. Or you just use a belt, put it around your waist, and take the tomahawk and tuck it in your belt. You'd at least have a cover, though, for the cutting edge. Okay, that's all I forgot to mention in the last video, so thanks for watching.